You're about to listen to the Timey-Wimey Tea Time Podcast, a geekyantics.net and allgames.com production. Find out what everyone's talking about. The Doctor, of course. Doctor Who? Exactly, that Doctor. Join us live at www.twitch.tv/geekyantics. That's GEEKYANTICS. Hang out with us, ask questions, laugh, and have at it. We can't wait to hear what's on your minds and hearts.
Tiny, whiny tea time.
Greetings and welcome to Time and Wimey Tea Time, where friends gather to speak and chatter, banter, and all the other things in between about all things zombies, Doctor Who, video games, sci-fi, fantasy, a little bit of everything. We are predominantly a Doctor Who show, but we like to get into all facets of the geek mind and human issues, philosophy even, if you will. Maybe psychology. We go on quite a few tangents, including creative writing, which certainly has a very nice tangent to the Doctor Who universe. And so, this is episode 18. So I want to throw that out there. We usually don't mention the episode numbers in the intro, but I think it's important. We're still going strong. So for those keeping track, episode 18, the official 18th episode of TWTT. And of course, we'll be talking Doctor Who, particularly classic Doctor Who. And there will be some bantering. But before we get into all of that, introductions, because that's important, right? I'm Omar Lopez, known throughout the interwebs and sometimes the Whoverse as YogiZilla. Friends IRL, that's in real life for the uninitiated. Friends IRL call me Yogi. As Stan has been known to say, Stan, by the way, if you missed the memo, he's not with us anymore. We don't know if he'll come back. He might. He's on an adventure through time and space. But Stan has been known to say that I'm a gamer, a dreamer, an author of silliness, a disgruntled techie, a wild-eyed entrepreneur, and a fistful of happy emojicons and sunshine. And apparently I ride into the battle upon a glittering My Little Pony, and out of my mouth come laughing swords of peppermint and ginger. But above all, what I would like people to think when they walk away from this show is that we could be friends, or perhaps that I'm someone you'll consider a suitable companion as we embark upon a journey through time and space, the human condition, and a little bit of merriment and bantering. But I'm being rude. I'm being a rude host. We are joined today by a very special guest who I hope will be a routine co-host on our podcast here on Geeky Antics. We're also on All Games, by the way. Gotta give All Games love, but more on that in a bit. But we are joined by Fatal Blades, a.k.a. Oolong? Did I say it right?
That is correct, sir.
I'm used to Fatal, but I'm gonna get used to that. But we like to be more personal, so we try to do first name basis. If I call you Fatal Blades, I might throw the whole magic of tea time away,
Yeah, I mean, just imagine it as Fatal Blades has regenerated, and now he's Oolong.
There you go.
Timey-wimey tea time, full regeneration just for the show.
Full regeneration hype. So Oolong, aka Fatal Blades. He's one of the fine members, one of our latest additions to the Geeky Antics Twitch stream team over at geekyantics.net and twitch.tv/geekyantics. He has his own channel as well, which is F8. That's the number 8, not the word, just in case you're wondering. TL Blades. Blades. But yeah, how's it going, man?
Oh man, it's going pretty good. Going pretty good indeed. Getting to relax, of course. Always a joy being able to be here on Timey-Wimey Tea Time. Just saying.
We already had some people in the chat too saying they're asking about if I'm sipping tea. I am actually sipping coffee. I'm cheating today. I need the caffeination. I was up very late prepping for the show, brainstorming. We'll talk about how our week. We're gonna open up with how our week has been before we go into the usual stuff. But before we go into that, yeah, we are live actually. Dark Blood Wolf, you're getting a shout out right now. We are live, and we have the All Games chat going. We have allgames.com. We have Geeky Antics Twitch.tv channel. I'm also simulcasting to my personal channel, YogiZilla. And yeah, I think that covers everything. And then this will be on YouTube later. So we are just covering all the bases as much as possible. But before we go into any more banter, I want to just lay out the star map, if you will. These are the lovely things we will discuss during our tea time today. Or, if you prefer the metaphor of star map, this is where we're going to travel through time and space, whichever way you want to approach it. But we're gonna have a good time, and it'll be tea time anyway. We'll sip tea while we're traveling through time and space, and hopefully it won't spill, because that'd be very awkward.
That would be uncomfortable.
It would be, and then we might end up suing McDonald's. What?
Well, that escalates. That's a little quick right there.
I wonder how many people are privy to that little news bit after all this time. 'Cause I think everybody's heard of that by now.
I imagine they have to. It's been a while, but it's still culturally relevant. That or our age is showing. Either way.
Has it been like more? If it's been more than 10 years, then yeah, definitely will show age.
Yeah, it's been more than 10 years.
Wow, it doesn't feel like it's been that long. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. So, in the first half of the show, guys, before we go deeper, that's going to be our opening segment. And that's where we just kind of do a little housekeeping, let you know about what our show is and what it's evolving into, and we hope it becomes to you listeners and viewers, both new and old. Then we'll do our Who Knew segment. We got quite a bit of news today, because a lot of stuff has been going on in the Whoverse and just overall in the geek world. So we'll talk about some Whovian news and some other goodies, some tech stuff and whatnot. Then we'll do our usual Who's Who segment, where we spend 5-10 minutes sharing our love for Doctor Who and hoping that we can convert more people to the Whovian cause. Because we really love this show, and it hurts our hearts when people say that Doctor Who's overrated or they don't get it. Because that tells us that they're not really giving it a shot. Or they're being hipsters about it. It's like, oh, no, it's mainstream now. No, it's not. There's still a lot of people that don't know about Doctor Who or never even seen it. And that's a shame, as far as I'm concerned.
That really is. It's such an amazing show. And people that just hate on it simply because it is Doctor Who, that's just so biased. So biased.
Oh, man. I'm laughing here, too, because on the All Games chat, there's some confusion because the title of the IRC channel has not changed, so people don't know that we're live. And I just passed the buck like a wonderful American, and I said, oh, it's because the IRC operators are lazy.
Oh, shots fired.
I know Derek H is out there. He knows I love him. Though he jokes constantly that he doesn't trust me. He thinks that Geeky Antics is gonna like hostily take over All Games and steal a bunch of shows. That's not how I roll. We like to collaborate. Well, we collaborate with a lot of networks. We collaborate with Holosuite Media, good guys over there. The Spartan Show, they're starting a Twitch conglomerate, and they may join us on the podcasting side, the audio podcasting side, to collaborate with us on that. And kind of be under the Spartan Show, whatever they end up naming their conglomerate, their banner, and also the Geeky Antics banner. So it'll be cool. And we'll look at ways to create mutually beneficial scenarios. But I get it. Everybody's been burned. Everybody's jaded. That's kind of the way the internet is these days. But we're not those folks, guys. But anyway, so who's who, and then to end the first half of the show, we'll do our Doctor Who flashback and go way back to the beginning of Doctor Who. At the very beginning, but close enough. We'll talk about the story arc, the Aztecs with William Hartnell, the first Doctor. Some classic Who. Yeah, it's good.
So good.
It is really good. Though we have to put our fanboyness aside and admit that the black and white stuff, or just classic Who as a whole, is harder to go back to if you're not patient.
Yes and no. I've got to debate it. Like, okay, it's old games versus new games in a TV show. Okay, graphically, not near as impressive. All right, not as impressive as the Nubian stuff, but story, scripting, stuff that'll draw you in, just as good as early Final Fantasy. Like, the storyline's what really gets you. If you can put aside the visuals, the story it grabs you by the heart.
Well, the thing about classic Who too is that it tends to be a little more of a slow burn, and we live in a time where people want instant gratification. Things have to be super duper fast, super duper hype.
That's very true. What about the cliffhangers, though? I mean, the cliffhangers.
The cliffhangers are fantastic.
Yeah, like, so good.
Yeah, people are just, they're insatiable.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna put my fanboy away. Hold on, give me a moment. Let me just reel that back in. Okay.
I mean, we just have to put that out there because people they're sensitive about that. Well, if I gotta say, I don't like when things are overhyped. Like, very rarely when you hype something up will it live up. But it's really hard not to get excited about Doctor Who, and we'll explain why in a short while here.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So good.
The chat's going already, so if I derp every now and then, you know why. But folks, there's still a second half to the show, and the second half is becoming more and more about the community, and usually not as much about Doctor Who. That's where we switch things up a little bit more. So we're front-loaded Doctor Who talk to the first half of the show, and then the second half will be a lot more banter and community engagement. It's more for the live people, the interactive stuff. But you could also interact with us asynchronously. There's voicemail, email, Twitter, a bunch of ways to connect with us. Speaking of which, I did not tweet out that we're live. Dope.
Oh yeah. Why don't you just try and blame the chat mods on that one too?
No, that's all me.
But I mean, in all fairness, that front loading that's for that new generation. Just saying.
It is.
Patient. Get it out there.
It is because I've had so many, and we're not knocking anyone, but we've had so much feedback on YouTube. People that don't show up to the live show, and we've given people plenty of ways to listen. You can listen on Stitcher Radio. You can listen to the allgames.com live radio feed there. You can listen via allgames.com, which now has the HTML5 web player instead of a flash player, so it'll play on any device. And you can listen on Twitch.tv. And Twitch.tv, you could do an audio-only feed if you're on a mobile device and don't want to do video, or you don't have a good enough connection for video. So we got everybody covered. There's no longer any excuses. There's no reason for you not to join us live, especially since the community voted on this godforsaken 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. Okay, this is still too early for me. I'm not hyped enough at this time, but I guess that might be a good thing.
Oh man, I haven't even gone to sleep. I was actually so excited to be on the show. I have not slept since I got off work at midnight. Yeah, that the hype is real. I won't even front about it. Hype is real.
Yeah, it is real. And I'm telling everybody in the chat what the name of this show is. This is what did we decide on? The Aztecs in PAX south.
That is correct, sir.
But yeah, your job, Fatal, or Oolong, better yet. I gotta get used to the Oolong. But your job is to send a tweet out and then use hashtag TWTT. And everybody else in the chat, that's your job is right now. And then just mention me at YogiZilla and I can retweet it real quick while I keep things moving along.
Challenge accepted.
Indeed. All right. Oh, it's the second half of the show. So we have our community interconnect, where we usually read we read tweets, but mostly YouTube comments. Sometimes we get voicemail messages, all that kind of stuff. So that's when that stuff happens, and we discuss what you guys have on your mind. You find folks, and then in this very special episode, we're gonna get back to some deep tech and video game talk. We're gonna talk about the PAX, the whole PAX South event, and of course, video games. PAX South and video game hype.
The hype is real.
It is real. It is very real. And then finally, we'll close off with some outro and shout-outs, as per our usual fashion. I feel like that covers everything. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'm gonna keep rolling forward.
I believe that would be the Microsoft info, maybe.
Ah, yes, we'll mention that in the news. That's a big thing.
All
Definitely.
right. See. Right.
Good reminder. But before we go deeper, I want to mention once again that we are usually live on allgames.com and twitch.tv/geekyantics every Saturday at noon Eastern. That's 12 p.m. 5 p.m. in London, 7 p.m. in Bucharest, and 4 p.m. I believe in Madrid. If you missed the live show, you can tune in on YouTube Saturday evenings. Usually it's up. And our YouTube channel is youtube.com/geekyantics. Or you can search Twitter for hashtag TWTT, and there'll be links to our YouTube upload and other goodies. A word of warning, the other shows on our respective networks, All Games and Geeky Antics, may not be, shall I say, dare I say, they may not be your cup of tea.
That was very punny. I will admit that was punny. Good, accurate. So punny.
You gotta bring the puns.
You do.
But oh my gosh! Oh, we got a bunch of tweets too. But yes, they may not be age appropriate. They may not be appropriate for people that are easily offended. We usually try to do a very good job on our respective shows and networks to create that expectation, manage that expectation from the onset, so people know what to expect. So, just a heads up there. As a matter of fact, you can see all the Geeky Antics shows and their ratings on geekyantics.net/schedule or geekyantics.net/podcasts, and just look for that elusive NSFW tag, not safe for work. That's usually a tell. That's usually a tell that you don't want to listen to that at work, or you don't want to listen to it if you're easily offended. It might be safe for work though.
Or delicate ears. No delicate ears.
No delicate ears. But we try to be considerate, and this is a clean show, so no cussing on here. We try to keep innuendo to a minimum, and cause we know we have a very diverse audience on this show. Overall, we do on the network, but especially on Time Why We Tea Time, we have people worldwide, and it's amazing how much we have to use the translation feature on YouTube and whatnot.
I mean, that's a good thing, though. And you know what? I'm going to go outright and say it. Warning everybody, this may be strong language, but shucky doodles, I'm having a good time. I said it. I can't take that back.
There's no takey backs for that.
No takey backsies, nope.
No takey backsies, nope. You were naughty boy. So hey, I want to share something really exciting. We are in the works. We're in the process of working with different Doctor Who and Star Wars vendors. Because those universes intersect quite well, and it's a good fit for our community here at TWTT. we're working with those fine folks, not just vendors, but also game developers to bring you guys some swag. So stay tuned on that. It's actually been back and forth exchanges. So the more hype we get from you guys sharing our stuff, the more people will say, hey, these guys are actually the real deal. So stay consistent with that. We have, there's an ebb and flow and there's peaks and valleys. We want to keep it consistently hype every time we put out new content. Because that's what gets advertisers and sponsors very excited about giving out free stuff. Because they want to know there's an audience there that's highly engaged. And there's a good chance we could get some folks on the show for interviews and whatnot. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, just to bring it back, whole Doctor Who theme. One woman walking around the world spreading the word of the Doctor. Same thing with the podcast. It's doable. One person tells a friend, then their friend tells a friend.
Wait, did you just mention the storyline from the Trenzalore arc?
Prove it.
Yeah, that's the whole Town of Christmas thing where they had to remind everybody that the Doctor's still real, right?
Maybe. Yeah. It was. I'm busted.
I like that. That was really cool the way they did that. I laughed because on South Park they did something similar. Every episode of South Park they tend to mesh so many different things from geek culture and pop culture together, and they had this two episode story arc where PewDiePie was the hero. If we believe in him, he will save us, and they believed in PewDiePie. And all of a sudden you hear PewDiePie. It's like, what?
How did this happen?
How did we get here?
I just see the guy taking his glasses off. Dear Mother of God.
Oh my gosh. I gotta say, Dark Blood Wolf is very dedicated. He or she, I'm not sure if I don't know. I don't think we've ever determined gender, but it's not important. You are very dedicated. And because they've been in here the whole time I've been in IRC, which is crazy because I never get off IRC unless I turn off the computer. And wow, apparently they've been here since 6 a.m. today. That's crazy. Dedication, we appreciate it. Derek H is giving them a hard time. Says, "Oh wait, are you just here to give the host a hard time about stuff?" I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if there's some slight trolling going on.
Well, just wait. If there's a troll face, then we know that's the secret cue.
Well, the very artful and skillful trolls, they pull the punches and surprise you. They kind of bring you enough they do enough niceties and formalities and courtesy so that you don't ban them right away or kick them right away, and then all of a sudden they go pow.
True. Rug goes right out from under you. Bam, right on your face. So, yeah.
Oh, it is a he. Cool. Everybody, important revelation. Dark Blood Wolf is a he. There you go.
Mark this day on your calendar. Never forget it. The day we found out the gender of Dark Blood Wolf.
There you go. Important, late breaking news here, guys. You got it right. You heard it right here on TWTT. But and Dark Blood. Yes, Derek is kind of mean, but we love him anyway. He's the grumpy old man of the network. Meh, bah, humbug. He's a Peter Capaldi.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
What are you kids doing on my message boards?
Is that merriment? Is that banter? I can't do Scottish accent. Or Scottish. The only time I get to do the Scottish accent is if I go, get in my belly. I just offended a bunch of people. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm that's he. Nope.
Actually, so we, how you could, they always say if you know someone that is something, you can make fun of that something. So I know a bunch of Scotsmen, and one of them is a collaborator on the show, though he hasn't been on the show yet. Ali Kennedy, shout out. 42 level 1 host, and he also does Star Wars Rebels cast with us here on All Games Network. So he's on All Game. I'm sorry, Star Wars Rebels cast on the Geeky Answers Network, but he also does stuff on allgames.com. There we go, clarification. But anyway, let's move along because we got a lot of stuff to cover today. So a giveaway. In the meantime, while we line up that Doctor Who and Star Wars swag, there is a giveaway live right now. It's our biggest giveaway ever. It's a 2-month-long campaign, and there's going to be more prizes added, little mini giveaways, different incentives, unlockables. The more people enter and share and do different things, we have different goals we want to achieve for our network and for our sponsors. So, go over to bit.ly/mega awesome giveaway. That's bit.ly/mega awesome giveaway. Or, if it's easier, geekyantics.net/giveaways, and you can participate. Alright, Fela, you're taking this next little bit while I catch up with the chat. Putting you in the spot.
I'm taking the next little bit, but how in the...
You're not looking at the show notes, are you?
Oh, busted.
Caught him.
Dang. Can we just say that wasn't a fixed point in time and go back to it?
Yeah, we could go back and retcon it, no problem. Everybody else is doing it.
Sweet, yeah. Someone give me a TARDIS and a hot towel.
Ooh, hot towels. You know, hot towels, when you get a nice little barbershop shave, fantastic. Fantastic stuff.
I will have to try that sometime if I can figure out somewhere that still does that.
I know. It's a thing of the past, I guess. The old school Italian barbers, you know, they tend to do that. That's been my experience, and they're usually very good. The traditional dudes are usually very good with the conversation while you get a haircut. 'Cause what else can you do while you're getting a nice haircut and shave than take a nap or have a good conversation, right?
True. You know, although I'd be a little leery, guy with a straight razor while I'm talking. It scares me just a bit.
Well, one thing I've learned having a conversation while getting a haircut or a shave, I almost mastered the dummy talk, the puppeteer talk. So you just learn to kind of like talk without really moving your jaw or your lips much.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I could do it. That ventriloquism, not my thing. It scares me. Makes me think of like the old dummy from like the Goosebumps shows. Speaking of showing my age.
Or you could just kind of go for like the old black and white gangster flicks, you know, Chicago mobster, and be like, "Man, see," just talk to the side of your mouth, "Man, see, man." See how that works?
I do. I could see that.
So what we wanted to say here is that we miss your brilliant YouTube comments. So make sure you say hello and do wonderful things. I know most of you have come for Stan, who's no longer with us. But you know, you came for Stan, but now hopefully you stay for the pudding, and perhaps Oolong if he sticks around, if he can carve out the time consistently.
Oh, I'm gonna work on it. Trust me. Is a work schedule permitting, I will be here as often as you guys will have me, until the fans eventually rebel and have to regenerate again.
Well, see, part of our formula, I think part of the reason that's part of the thing that's made us so successful on this show is that we have me, who's like super hype and loud and crazy, and then we have to have someone with a calm, sexy, calming voice, you know.
And as soon as you find that guy, he will replace me, and that'll be unfortunate.
No, you got the nice, deep, calming voice, so that covers it. That balances, and it's like you listen to that, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna chillax a little bit here. Stan had a lot of like little fan, a lot of groupies. They're like, oh, his voice is wonderful. That was like half of the comments for a while. It's like, well, we love his voice. And like, well, what about my voice? My voice isn't deep enough. You don't like my voice?
Oh man, for a second there you sounded like Stewie when he's just really pushing the question. Just, you might try a little bit of pudding? Just a smidge of pudding? Like, I can't even get that high, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just like that.
But Stan is still with us in spirit, and you know, he just can't commit the time to the show, and I get it. It's a lot of work, and he was burning out. But you know, you can always go back to our back catalog, which is youtube.com/geekyantics. Now, another thing we've been working on is we've been throwing around the idea of radio dramas and doing more flash fiction. We've gotten a good response from that, so that's still in the bank. I would love to have a third co-host, and then we could rotate if if Ulan can't make it and our new co-host can't make it, then we can at least have a minimum of 2 people in alternate. So you guys are not stuck with me. And I would love to have, not just because, of the marketing value, but we would love to have a woman on the show so we can provide that more sensitive and fresh perspective. Because women tend to catch things that us men don't catch. Because we tend to be one-track minded. So that'd be fun. So I have a bunch of friends that are female and are Whovians, and I love them to death, but they're all flaky. They're like, "Oh, I love to do the podcast with you," and they're all hyped about it. Then it's like, "Hey, so you're gonna go join me tomorrow?" It's like, "Oh, I gotta relace all my shoes." Like, but you don't wear shoes with laces. They're all open toe.
High heels. How does that work?
Wait a minute. I've seen your shoe collection. They're all open toe. Wait a minute. I'm going to relace my toes. That's going to be a thing.
I was going to say, but yeah, no, that seems like a good format. I mean, again, works for the Doctor.
Exactly.
Where would you be without River Song?
It would mirror Doctor Who. And
it would.
And the women from the beginning, like, I can't stand when people get all feminist and they say, Doctor Who, the Doctor womanizes his companion. No, he's not a womanizer. Matter of fact, the women are often strong and put him in his place. And sometimes, quite often, since the beginning, there have been companions that sometimes overshadow the Doctor. Even recently, Clara Oswald, she's kind of OP.
Rose Tyler, just saying.
Oh, she was very strong one as well. BFT9000 says that he watched an old episode of Goosebumps a few months ago. He said it did not age well. But you know what ages well? Doctor Who. Just going to throw that out there.
Does.
Oh, he just shot some fire. He fired some shots at you. Wow, dyslexic. He said deep calming voice of a cement mixer.
Oh, how nice. Grumble, 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 grumble.
I don't know, you might have to PJ Salt that one.
Right.
Just saying. But leave us voicemails, guys, if you can't make it live. We love listening to your lovely voices, your giggles, your singing, and just the excitement in your voices. It's something different when we get to play a voicemail and respond to it in that way. It just adds to the magic of radio, podcasting, and video, live video shows. It makes it feel more alive. So tell us about your first or favorite, or maybe your deepest Whovian experience. Share your love for the show or anything creative with us. Maybe you can talk about The Walking Dead. Maybe you talk about creative writing, anime. There's a lot of things we've covered on the show. Social issues.
Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, you keep skipping over it. Sherlock. Feel free to share Sherlock.
Well, the thing about Sherlock, our community is very split. That's a very polarizing thing. There's people that love Sherlock, and there's people that hate it, and there's like nothing in between. I personally like Sherlock, but I can see why people don't like it because he's an antisocial bastard. We can say bastard, I think.
Oh, well, that's good to know. That one's in the list. But I mean, yeah, I can see it. It's still good though. It's still quality. I mean, granted, the crossover section's not quite as big, and eventually, I hope one day we'll all find peace. But it's standalone. It's okay. I'm just gonna put it out there. The BBC still did it better than who was it? NBC or whichever.
Oh yeah,
whichever American station picked it up. British version is always going to be better. The cliffhangers, the full, almost movie-length episodes, they're good. Don't get me wrong, they're no Doctor Who, okay? They're no David Tennant, they're no Matt Smith, they're no Tom Baker. But Cumberbatch isn't that bad. I mean, come on, let's be fair.
I like him a lot. I liked him in Star Trek when he played the role of was it Khan?
Yeah.
So, it's good stuff. They kind of over accentuate the fact that Sherlock is kind of this weird personality type, like a sociopath of sorts. And I think the problem is that people don't like that Stephen Moffat is bringing some of that character into the Peter Capaldi's character. And well, I think we probably should have opened up that can of worms.
I was going to say, because here's the thing. I can't even pin that on him. There were previous doctors in old Doctor Who had the same mannerisms, very gruff, very almost cold at times, but in the end, it buffs out.
Yes. I'm with you, man. I have to play devil's advocate. I know there's people that have that point of view, and I can see where they're coming from. By the way, voicemail. If you want to leave that voicemail, it's 206-415-4987. Again, 206-415-4987. If you're outside of the U.S., it's 011-011, 206-415-4987. And leave us a message. Try to keep it under 5 minutes, so we can definitely make sure we play it live. But let us know what go off on your own rants. Share with your heart, your deepest desires, your deepest thoughts, whatever is in your heart.
I mean, here's the way I look at it. You can leave a comment on a video, or you can comment in the chat. But just as well as everyone else that impact is so much stronger in your own voice. Let your voice be heard. Leave a voicemail.
Yes, and it takes a little bit of courage. People have gotten spoiled by the anonymity of the internet. That's why it's so much more powerful when you play a voicemail, because then it's like, hey, this is who I am. Now we've had some callers who take on a certain persona or don't say their name, and that's cool too. You can do that. You don't have to say who you are. If you don't want your information disclosed, that's fine. We won't blow up the caller ID on the air. Whatever information you share with us in the message, that's what we'll share live. We respect your privacy. But we hope people will feel encouraged to be more transparent and authentic. I think that's part of the nature of this show, is kind of putting the fear of being vulnerable aside and just opening up, doing some real talk. So BFT said he started watching another anime today, I believe he meant, called The Devil is a Part-Timer. It's about the devil escaping into modern-day Tokyo after being beaten by a hero. Wow, he loses his powers and gets a part-time job at a fast food restaurant. I haven't seen that yet.
I've been watching that. I just picked that up last week. It's actually in my favorite videos that I'm watching right now. It's a really good series. So well done. The animation style, love it. It's kind of more, it's less known, which is what I like. Like, okay, I'm gonna catch hate for it. I'm ready for it. I'm not a Naruto fan. I can't stand Naruto. And I know, bring all the hate on, but The Devil is a Part-Timer. It wasn't as big. A lot of the stuff I like to watch, and again, not to sound hipster, all right? So everyone try not to jump on me too hard. But it's very lesser known. Like, I enjoyed the Tenga Toppinger and Login stuff. About the most mainstream I really go is Trigun and Rosario plus Vampire.
Fair enough. I get it.
Devil is a Part-Timer, good show. I suggest anyone check it out. I want to talk about it, but I don't want to ruin anything about it for anyone who hasn't gotten the joys of experiencing some of the comedy in it.
The premise sounds wonderful. So, I mean, I'm one of those weird anime people that I enjoy a lot of the mainstream stuff, and Naruto happens to be one of my favorites of all time.
Oh.
But I also watch a lot of very random stuff where people just go, "What in the world?"
Like Naruto. Just saying, 50-foot frog. All right, what the hell?
Ah, come on! Don't be that guy.
I can't help
He's
it.
he's summoning his spirit powers. I mean, spirit animals. That's cool. Breaking my heart, bro.
This is a conversation for another time. We will have this Naruto conversation at some point.
The one thing I will say is that I get the whole. There's some tropes in there that are annoying, like the Date Bayo, aka Believe It. Okay, that gets old, but you filter that out. It's a wonderful cast of characters, great stories being told. It's ninjas. Who doesn't like ninjas? Come on. Anyway,
Watered down ninjas. Watered down.
You're breaking my heart, bro. I still love you.
It's watered.
But I do want to give some shout outs real quick. Actually, we'll save these for later. We'll save them towards the end. We're actually kind of deep already. So, actually, one quick shout out before I forget, because I don't know if I put it in the show notes towards the end, but shout out to the Spartan Show and the Worst Radio Show. Good guys over there. Very entertaining. Not Doctor Who related per se, but they're geeky. Actually, Kevin from the Worst Radio Show, he likes Doctor Who. So hopefully he'll be able to join us sometime as well.
That would be pretty amazing. I would just like to put the disclaimer on that one, though, that's another one of those not safe for work.
Yes.
So if you're going to make sure you do it, no delicate ears, but definitely worth checking out.
Though I have to say Kevin is actually pretty, he's very sensitive and aware. He's very conscientious of that kind of stuff.
He's the PG PC guy of the group.
Yeah, he pretty much keeps the guys, or at least tries to keep them in check. So that's really cool. We got a bunch of lurkers in the channels here, in the chat. Just say hello to everybody. Don't be afraid to say hello. But so yeah, if you guys missed the news, and by the way, are you in the show notes yet? I don't see you in here.
Yeah.
Are you? Hey, are you? Don't lie to me.
Oh really? Oh really?
I have ways to find out.
I was gonna say, you want me to tell you what's up next on the plate? Is that what you want me to tell you?
You could.
I could.
All right. Well, the blue text will be your stuff. If you're really there, jump in.
Fair enough.
So, if you guys missed the news, and this is a very shocking yet pleasing turn of events, at least for me, Jenna Coleman has signed back on for Series 9.
and the world rejoiced in unison.
You know, it's funny. That's another polarizing thing amongst us Whovians, because there's a lot of hate towards her too.
I think it'll pick up without Capaldi. I think, honestly, Capaldi may be putting I don't want to say a dark shadow. The guy's talented, but the Doctor that he is kind of casts a darker shadow on her. It'll be good to see. Well, I'll put it that way.
Oh, by the way, Raginator suggested that we watch Burst Angel, older but good, oldie but goodie anime, and I have seen Burst Angel. That's a good one.
I was gonna say, yep, that is definitely another really good one.
But so yeah, Jenna Coleman's back, and I get it that Clara Oswald has been kind of made to be the most important person the Doctor has ever met, and it's kind of like they're rewriting the past of the Doctor and getting a little too. They're getting her story too intertwined with who the Doctor is. But it's not. That's why it's good that she's coming back for Series 9. Apparently, she's going to be on for all of Series 9. So there's a chance that she's going to be on Series 10 as well. So she might be one of the longest-lasting companions as well. Actually, currently, she's like 2 episodes short of being the longest-running companion, I believe. I think that distinction belongs to Amy Pond. I could be wrong.
K9. Anyway.
K9, okay. K9, but K9 was a human companion.
You didn't say human, and
you're
K9
right.
Was amazing.
I love K9. I'm a huge fan of K9. Don't get me started. But I used to try to build my own K9. It wasn't quite the same.
Yeah.
But
I wanted one of those robo dogs as a kid.
Dude, yes. But Amy Pond, as far as like living companions, living is another thing that's subjective. Sentient, same thing. But human companion. It's a human companion. She's got the distinction. But Jenna is about to take that away with Clara Oswald. So it's a very important thing. And I think that now that they've built her up so much, they're gonna allow enough time to really make that pay off. Because you can't set up all these things and then you say, "Oh, bye guys, nice knowing you." It's like, really? So that's good.
That's true. Speaking of Amy Pond, you mentioned her. The fans of Amy Pond and Time You Want Me Tea Time alike may be excited to know that Karen Jillian has been rallying the online community to get Selfie back on the air as well. Or possibly in webisode form. Could be good. There's a lot of petitions, I guess, floating around for it, and I'm totally not reading that link. You can send it to people. Send the link out, my friend, or read it out. I just can't do it. That's so much text.
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat here, but just go to change.org, and if you do the keyword search ABC bring back selfie on ABC, or just bring back selfie on ABC, I'm sure it'll come up. But there are currently over 2,100 signatures on that particular petition. And there's a bunch of other ones floating around, as Oolong said. But around 350 more signatures are needed on this particular one to push it forward.
I highly would like to advise everyone to go do that, because it's going to be good. You know it is. Come on.
And Karen Gillan, or Gillan, I believe. I forgot how you say it. She's such a cutie.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm back. What happened? Did I miss anything? Is it over?
Oh, Kai Hick said, "Oh my God, it's a cute yogi." Thank you. See that? You get, for every mean comment you get on Twitch, there's usually 5 to 10 nice ones, and then it reminds you why you got to keep on going. Appreciate that. Though we're not doing video, it's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait! My picture does show up on the slideshow. Oh.
That's fine. See, they could see all the yogi they want. We're gonna just keep Oolong off of. No one wants to see that. It's like a build-up on the I-40. No.
I liked your goatee though. I wanted to rub it. Hashtag Epic Beard Club. It's a thing.
True. It's growing out more. It'll be pretty well grown out by the time I decide to get a camera and torture the rest of the world with it.
Nice. Well, moving along, we got about 13 minutes left in the first half. We still got a lot more to talk about. I didn't think all this stuff would take as this long. So yeah, you know what? We might have to do the Aztec talk on the second half, so we don't rush through this. We do have actually a lot more news than I thought. But so yeah, make sure you sign that and let us know. You can leave us a voicemail message 206-415-4987, or tweet us at Yogizilla or at Geeky Antics, or just do hashtag TWTT, and then any of our co-hosts and guest hosts can join in on the conversation and be part of the fun. But another big thing for Whovians is that the 26 seasons of Gallifrey 1 being one of the biggest Doctor Who conventions around the world, Gallifrey 1 is coming to the Marriott Los Angeles Airport on February 13th. And it's a big deal. But if you want to go, tickets are completely sold out. And unlike other conventions, they will not oversell the tickets, so there won't be any available at the entrance either. They're making sure they want people to make sure that they're not selling tickets at the entrance, so don't even bother showing up. But I'm sure someone, if you look around, is selling or giving away their tickets. If people have cancellations because life happens, you make travel arrangements, or work takes over, or emergency comes up. So keep an eye on it. I'm sure someone is selling a ticket, and I think they are transferable. I would hope they are, because who would want to buy event tickets and not have them be transferable? But so yeah, hopefully if you do go, let us know what it's like. I unfortunately will not be making it. Maybe next year.
Yeah, I cannot make it to that, but the jelliness.
Yeah, and not to mention John Barrowman confirmed earlier this month that he's going to be attending.
And that's the main source of the jelliness. It's so probably one of my favorite of the new Doctor Who characters, mainly because of the play-in. And I'm one of those guys. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's an awesome connection there. So if you haven't seen it, go rewatch it or watch it for a first time. So good.
It is fantastic. I'm a very big fan. Shall I say, me gusta?
It's been said.
It has been said.
There's no one no takesy backsies. We've covered this.
No takesy backsies.
Internet has it now.
But yeah, and BFT made a good point that Captain Jack, if you count all of the Doctor Who universe, he's also one of the longest standing companions. If you count Torchwood, but it's a technicality. I don't know. It might fly.
Well, I would say he has probably appeared in the most seasons. Even if you leave out Torchwood.
That's true.
If you leave out Torchwood, he has appeared in the most seasons.
They spread him out pretty good. Well, that sounds wrong. But yeah. But all right, some more stuff. You want to read this next bit here?
Oh no, this one is you.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be crying silently over here in a corner for a moment. Go ahead.
Oh, that's going to make you cry, really? Oh, okay.
Because I'm not there.
I know. Well, if you're not a huge Doctor Who fan, the big news is that PAX South kicked off the 2015 PAX events. And if we get a chance towards the end of the show, we'll go deep on our favorite highlights so far, which includes some huge announcements for Twitch streamers, which is very relevant for our show since we use Twitch. And next up, this one won't make you cry, but you wanna take that one?
I think that one will make me cry, but it's going to be tears of joy.
Okay.
Just saying, because let's see here. I want to read it in my radio attempted voice. Can I do this? Hold on. Love Doctor Who? How about Match 3 or puzzle games in general? How about awesome indie companies? Check out Tiny Rebel Games and Doctor Who Legacy.
That's really good.
Was it awesome?
It's very good. Oh, by the way, if you're interested in Gallifrey 1, I mean, I guess it's kind of pointless, but Gallifrey1.com. I think that's worth noting. But yeah, Tiny Rebels. These guys are awesome. They love podcasters. They love Twitch streamers. They are all up in the community jam. They're just awesome people, and I believe Tiny Rebel Games started as a couple that founded a company, and they're very passionate about games. They make games that they want to play themselves, that they play themselves, and they're just true fans, true geeks. So we're hoping we can work with them and help them promote this further and get some swag as well, because Doctor Who Legacy, even though it's a match 3 game, puzzle game, it's actually quite fun, and it tells a story. It tells some nice additional stories and reinforces the stories that are canon in the Doctor Who universe. So really awesome. Doctor Who Legacy, it's available on every platform now, and by every I mean Android, iOS. I don't think it's on Steam yet. That'd be cool, but I think there might be plans for that. And
that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be. Actually, I would play a lot more and stream the heck out of it. It would be a cool chill game to play while chatting. Oh, and we could do, oh man, doing Doctor Who themed gameplays. Oh, that'd be so fantastic.
That would be pretty legit.
Like the Doctor Who adventure games and everything. All right. I'm about to derail us. But they're doing the Fan Appreciation Week. It's the first week that they're doing this in 2015. I'm pretty sure they've done this before, but the fan area, what it is, you go there, and it's a way to support the game. The game is completely free to play, but the fan area is pretty much the premium piece. It's an optional side thing, but it's a great way to tip the developer. So I would suggest doing that. If I wasn't so broke, if I wasn't a starving artist, I'd be throwing my money on that right now, because you're going to get 150% bonus experience in the fan area levels during the Fan Appreciation Week. Fan Area Appreciation Week, rather. Bonus time crystal sale in the store. There's going to be a higher drop rate for the rarer fragments, time fragments. Lots of cool stuff. They even have new levels that are from the Titan comics, the Doctor Who comics. So lots of cool stuff. Additional Doctor costumes and good stuff.
Gotta love skins. Got to love skins. Just saying.
And these are legit skins. Like they're not just palette swaps. They're like skins that take things from the Doctor Who TV series or the Big Finish audio productions or the Titan comics productions. the works rather. So yeah. So wrapping up the news here, we had a couple of cool headlines come through on our news briefs. So if you follow me on Twitter at Yogizilla, or you follow the network at Geeky Antics, you may have caught this, but they had one that I found was interesting was 10 guest stars who came back in bigger roles on Doctor Who. We won't go through all of them right now, but then they had 15 actors who've appeared on Doctor Who as different characters. And that was a pretty neat one. You want to link that in there real quick?
Sure, I got you. Let me see here. I'm gonna link it across all of it.
Karen Gillan was one of them. Amy Pond was actually Karen Gillan, who played Amy Pond, was also the soothsayer in the fires of Pompeii. Peter Capaldi was also in the fires of Pompeii. But this is how beautiful this woman is. That she had heavy makeup on and she still looked amazing. Yeah, same thing. She plays also, by the way, she plays Nebula on Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
My bad. I forgot to give you permissions. I thought I gave you the permissions already. The bot just pwned you.
Yeah, me and Moobot and me and Nightbot go to war consistently, so that'll happen. It's all good. You know what? I'm not gonna hold any hard feelings.
Yeah, I don't get it either, because I have you as I thought I had you modded in here already, and I thought I had you as a regular. I don't know.
Man,
it's craziness.
I was gonna say, hold my sonic screwdriver and watch this.
Nice. Well, there's a lot of great names, a lot of familiar names here. Colin Baker was Commander Maxwell in the Arc of Infinity, and then he came back as the Sixth Doctor, who's not one of my particularly favorite doctors, but he's cool. He has his moments.
Probably one of the most colorful ones.
That is true, literally.
Yeah, literally just in looks, not personality. That's Tom Baker. Oh, drop my fanboy. My bad. Let me pick that up.
Tom Baker's awesome, but don't get me started. But he's trying to bait me to go on a rant here. But Mark Gatiss was Professor Richard Lazarus in the Lazarus Experiment, which was fantastic. I think that was series 3 when Doctor Who series came back, 2005 onward. David Tennant era. If I'm not mistaken. And then he came back as Gantok with some heavy makeup, almost unrecognizable. Gantok in The Wedding of River Song. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, written quite often for Doctor Who. And he's a contributor on Sherlock. So,
just saying, see, they can coexist.
Yeah, look at that. When worlds collide. But, so yeah, that wraps up the news. I mean, we could go through this list. Be sure to check it out. It's at cultbox.co.uk, or you can just Google it. Google fixes everything. Though, I will put this out here. It would say Google things, but Bing is pretty cool too, because you could actually earn rewards through them. I gotta start doing that more often. I've heard of folks that got gaming consoles by using Bing. Wow. Just searching on Bing and doing things to bring rewards, or using things like swag bucks. That's actually legit. Real people that I know that wouldn't lie.
That is pretty cool.
But we're about to wrap up the first half, folks. But before we wrap up the first half and go into a little musical break and give everybody a chance to, take their bio breaks and stretch out their legs, maybe get some tea or coffee or a little snack, we're gonna do Who's Who, which is where it's a little segment where we share why we love Doctor Who. So if this is your first encounter with the Doctor Who, here is a brief intro. Doctor Who is about a man-alien/alien man, depending on how you look at it, who travels all of time and space. And I was about to break into my Chris Walken expression. The travels. He travels all the time and space. Something like that. But
you're talking to my Time Lord all wrong.
But he travels all the time and space in a handy blue box called the TARDIS. That's time and relative dimension in space. There's a lot of nice little details like that in this show and throughout the Doctor Who universe. The TARDIS is a spaceship, it's a time machine, and it's bigger on the inside. No Sonic potatoes that we know of yet, but that'd be pretty neat. Potatoes are pretty crazy.
Hey, and don't forget, it's got the circles. I love the circles.
Yes, the circle things. And they make references to that. I love how they make references to that in the 50th anniversary special, Time of the Doctor, right?
Mm-hmm.
They made the reference to that when the three doctors get together. Oh, so good. It's like, oh, where'd the circle thingies go? If you're a long time Doctor Who fan, what the circle things now are, there's things on the wall, and it's kind of funny to make things look futuristic. Just add a bunch of see-through, translucent kind of circle thingies. It looks futuristic. There you go. But the other neat thing about the TARDIS, besides it being bigger on the inside, is that it also translates all languages. And it functions as a sort of an IV unit. The language thing is fascinating because it takes care of one of the biggest problems in science fiction, which is why are these people able to understand each other when they're clearly from different races?
Yeah.
And they all speak English? What?
Right. But in all fairness, and just because I, again, fanboy fell out, almost all languages. Almost all.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. There have been times when it did not work, yes. But it translates pretty much every language out there. Or every language is known to the Time Lords, or Gallifreyans. Maybe. There's a lot of rules behind that. We'll have to dissect that one day. That'll be a fun discussion.
Oh, I've got an entire breakdown. Trust me, I've been trying to build my own since I was 12.
So we'll have to get a bunch of people on. So if you guys are interested, let us know. We'll get a roundtable discussion on that.
We'll get a round TARDIS discussion. What up?
Oh, round circle thingies. Watch out.
Just saying.
So the Doctor Who universe also spans over 50 years of content. It's a little overwhelming, but the good news is that you can jump into it at pretty much any point and enjoy it. Though I would suggest starting 2005 and onwards to ease you into it. And then you could go, if you really love it that much, go back and check out the classic Doctor Who, listen to the audiobooks, check out the comic books from the Titan Comics, all that stuff. They even have puppet shows. They had the Dr. Puppet, or is it Puppet Doctor? I forget. But there's so much fan fiction and expanded universe stuff. It's amazing. And the series has had some heavy hitters right for it too. Douglas Adams, Neil Gaiman, kind of a big deal. So, I could go on and on. I know Ulan could go on and on, but we do have to go into a break. When we come back, we will go into our Doctor Who flashback segment and talk about the Aztecs with a Z. I know I have a little bit of a interesting way of saying things. It's I don't know. Part of it is my natural lisp, and then the other part of it is that I'm Latino, so sometimes I say things in a weird way. But I won't say what people thought I was saying, but if you're live, that's a little bonus. Just saying.
I'm pretty sure I know what they thought you were saying. They thought you were saying Mayans. It's okay, you can admit it.
Exactly. Not the beans have been spilled. But anyway, we'll be back after a short little musical break. BRB, LOL. Right?
Yeah, sure. BRB, LOL. I'm not a 14-year-old girl. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
There we go.